The pain comes from that attachment, not the loss, from confusing time spent versus actual value. So whenever you have someone hop off the train that you're on, just let it go. You just have to let them. Another train is already on the way. There's someone else that's going to be in your future.
I'd rather be sidelined trying to achieve greatness than watch greatness achieved and it only set on the sideline. Now introducing your host, Jacob Emery.
This episode of the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast is brought to you by Unlocking Greatness with Jacob Emery, a coaching community built for those ready to become the strongest version of themselves. Weekly calls, proven playbooks, and a community built to grow. Greatness is not given, it's unlocked. Join us today at jacobemery.com or DM coach at jacobemery44 on all social media platforms. Welcome back to another edition of the Iron Infrastructure Podcast. Today I want to talk about a theory that I heard about that tied back into my own life. Very, very interesting thought too. The train station theory. The train station, kind of like Yellowstone, going to the train station. Only this theory is a little bit different. So the train station is about people coming and going in and out of your life. It doesn't mean that anyone is supposed to be in your life forever. It doesn't mean that they are there forever. They don't maybe share the same destination. But there is a point in time where most people are not going to be on the same train, going down the same direction with you. And it's interesting how it kind of occurs. It can be painful. The pain isn't that people leave, though. It's believing that they were supposed to stay there. It's the belief that we create about others that they're supposed to be with us on this journey for so long, that the destination is shared. It's not just a single destination that you have. Knowing that everyone can come and go and get off that train really makes the train station theory unique. At the end of it, life does feel like a train station. Whether it be family, friends that you had at a young age, friends that you had at an older age, people that you would expect to be around for a long time, but then they end up not being around very long, or they don't stick around as long as you thought they would. People arrive, people leave. Sometimes the closest people to you are the ones that you haven't known very long. Some will stay for years on the same train, some maybe for a few minutes. And for a while, we build up this perception that someone's presence with us means that it's permanent, until one day the train shows up and they hop on that train and they go somewhere else. It can be difficult because you thought it was going to be one way. But the truth doesn't bend to what we want it to be. The truth is the truth. And at the end of it, the truth cannot be controlled. It is just what's true. So don't try to bend reality to fit your narrative when you just got to believe what's true. Sometimes, though, it doesn't mean that this person or this group of people won't be back in your life. Sometimes there has to be a destination shared, but a journey might have two different paths. You might go down a different road, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's done forever. Doesn't mean that they'll come back, though. That's what is unique about life. This episode of the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast is brought to you by R&R Pipeline Inc., an infrastructure company. Join our team today at rrpipelineinc.com. I know for me, whenever I started to grow and I had a next level breakthrough, that's when people around me started to change. It was more about acknowledgement of me being different, me not being the same, me being uptight, or me being unwilling to bend on my conviction. I just always thought that was a really weird way to say you're growing and congratulations. But nonetheless, some people just didn't want to stick around. When it gets really hard, some people may not want to stick around. They might bail. So I knew what the future I wanted to build was. I know now what the future is I want to build, and it doesn't mean it's for everybody on my train, on the train with me. It doesn't mean that everyone wants to share that same destination, and that is also okay. Don't try to force alignment. You don't want to try to force someone to align with what you want. If you try to stop a train, if you try to stand in front of the train and stop it, you're just going to get hurt. Don't try to force it. Let people that want to go with you, go with you. The ones that don't, they just don't. Some people were just life lessons. Some of them are there to teach you a lesson that you didn't want to learn. But would that person not come in your life, you wouldn't have learned it anyways. And so very few people hop on the train and share the same destination. The pain comes from that attachment, not the loss. From confusing time spent versus actual value. So whenever you have someone hop off the train that you're on, just let it go. You just have to let them. Another train is already on the way. There's someone else that's going to be in your future. And that partnership, that relationship, that person on your team, whatever it may be, it all was meant to be the way it is. Our life is built by us, by the actions we take, the things we do, and the people we surround ourselves with. Not everyone, though, is going to be loyal. Not everyone's going to see the same thing that you do. That is also okay. The right people in the right seats in your life will be on that right train. And when someone gets up and leaves that train station and goes a different route, you just got to believe that it's what's best. So if you question yourself on having the right people around you, maybe look at your train. Who's at the train station that maybe you need to let go of? Maybe you need to let them get dropped off. Maybe you need to pick up someone else that you know or that you knew, and maybe you need to call in an old friend, or maybe you need to apologize to someone. Maybe you just need to start fresh. Whatever it is, the train station theory is unique. It's interesting. And you got to make sure you know where your destination is for the train to get there, but you got to make sure that destination doesn't have a bunch of roadblocks by who you surround yourself with. Pick the right people for the train, and the rest of them, like Yellowstone, take them to the train station. Stop telling yourself one day. It isn't about one day, it's about day one. Today should be your day one. What you need isn't another day. What you need is clarity with the community to give you confidence to unlock your greatness. That's what the group coaching program is all about. Confidence, clarity, via commitment. Hit the show link in the notes. Let's start unlocking your greatness now, today.